What if the most important thing about your mind is that it is not actually inside your head? What if your thoughts are not private events, but signals? What if reality is not something you merely observe, but something that responds? In this video, you are going to discover why some of the greatest thinkers in psychology, neuroscience, and philosophy believe that consciousness is not confined to the brain, and why Carl Jung warned that misunderstanding this truth would trap humanity in illusion. By the end of this video, you will never experience your thoughts, your emotions, or your life the same way again. This is not motivation. This is not manifestation fantasy. This is the hidden structure behind how reality and consciousness interact. Stay with me. Modern culture teaches one assumption without question. Your brain produces consciousness. But Carl Jung, long before neuroscience caught up, suggested something far more unsettling. He believed the brain does not generate consciousness. It receives, filters, and organizes it. Think about that carefully. If consciousness were merely a chemical reaction, why does meaning exist? Why do symbols move us? Why do dreams speak in images instead of logic? Jung observed that the psyche behaves less like a machine and more like an interface. An interface between what you perceive as yourself and something far larger than you. An interface does not create information. It translates information. A computer screen does not generate the internet. It displays it. Your phone does not create the signal. It receives it. Jung believed the human mind functions in a similar way. Your conscious awareness is only the surface layer. Beneath it lies the unconscious. And beneath the personal unconscious lies something far stranger, the collective unconscious. A shared psychological field containing symbols, archetypes, instincts, and patterns that predate you and will exist after you. This means your thoughts are not isolated. They arise from a deeper structure that is not entirely personal. Have you ever walked into a place and felt something instantly? No logic, no memory, just a feeling. Or met someone and sensed familiarity, trust, or tension without explanation. Jung would say this is not coincidence. It is resonance. Your consciousness is interacting with patterns beyond rational awareness. Reality does not just happen to you. It communicates with you. One of the greatest psychological illusions is the belief that you are separate from reality, that your mind is sealed off, and that the world is objective and neutral. Jung rejected this completely. He argued that the psyche and the world exist in continuous dialogue. Your expectations shape perception. Your fears distort meaning. Your inner conflicts project outward. This is why two people can live in the same world and experience entirely different realities. Jung's concept of the shadow is critical here. The shadow is everything you deny, repress, or refuse to acknowledge about yourself. And here is the unsettling part. What you repress internally does not disappear. It appears externally. Repeated patterns. Conflict with others. Strange obstacles. Unexplainable emotional reactions. Reality mirrors what consciousness refuses to face. Not as punishment, but as communication. Jung introduced the concept of synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that cannot be explained by cause and effect. Not random, not chance, but meaning without a mechanism. You think of someone, they call. You consider a life change, an unexpected opportunity appears. You avoid a truth. Reality confronts you with it repeatedly. Jung believed synchronicities occur when inner and outer worlds align. Reality responds not to your words, but to your psychological state. This is where modern self-help fails. Reality does not respond to surface thoughts. It responds to deep psychological alignment. You can repeat affirmations all day, but if your unconscious holds fear, guilt, or resistance, reality reflects that instead. The unconscious speaks louder than conscious intention. That is why some people effortlessly attract opportunities while others struggle despite effort. It is not luck. It is coherence. Physics eventually stumbled into the same truth Jung proposed psychologically. The observer effect shows that observation itself influences physical systems. At the quantum level, particles behave differently when observed. This does not mean you create reality with your thoughts in a childish way. It means reality is not independent of consciousness. Perception is participation. This is the turning point. You are not a passive observer inside a fixed world. You are an active participant inside a responsive system. Your attention matters. Your emotional state matters. Your unconscious patterns matter. Reality is not reacting to what you want. It is responding to what you are. And here is where things become unsettling. If your mind is interacting with reality, if your unconscious is shaping your experience, then the most important question becomes, who is really in control? Because now, we will explore what happens when the mind realizes it is part of the system, and what Jung warned would happen if humanity remained unconscious of this power. Stay with me. There comes a moment in psychological development when a person realizes something deeply uncomfortable. They are not fully in control of their own life. Not because of society, not because of fate, but because their unconscious is driving the system. Jung called this moment individuation, the process of becoming aware of the forces operating within you. Until then, reality feels random. After that, patterns emerge. Why does life feel like a loop? Many people feel stuck in repeating cycles. The same relationships, the same emotional pain, the same failures, the same fears. Jung would say this is not bad luck. It is unfinished psychological business replaying itself. Reality repeats lessons until consciousness integrates them. What you do not confront consciously returns as experience. The simulation is not necessarily technological. It is psychological. You are living inside a meaning-based system where internal states generate external feedback. Reality becomes a mirror, not of your surface identity, but of your unresolved inner world. Why does ignorance feel safer than awareness? Because awareness is destabilizing. If you realize that your fears shape outcomes, your beliefs filter reality, and your unconscious speaks through events, then you can no longer blame the world. And that responsibility terrifies most people, so the mind resists awareness. The ego's last defense is to want control without responsibility. It wants results without self-examination. Jung warned that ignoring the unconscious leads to projection. People blame others. They blame systems. They blame fate. But they never look inward. And reality keeps responding. At some point, the system intensifies. Crises appear. Relationships collapse. Meaning dissolves. This is not punishment. It is correction. The psyche demands integration. Reality forces attention. When awareness deepens, something remarkable happens. Life does not become perfect, but it becomes coherent. Events make sense. Intuition sharpens. Decisions feel aligned. This is not magic. It is synchronization between conscious awareness and unconscious patterns. This is why some people seem lucky. They are not lucky. They are integrated. Their inner world is not at war with itself, so reality flows with less resistance. Here is the final realization, the truth Jung tried to communicate. You are not trapped inside reality. You are participating in it. Your mind is not inside you. It is in dialogue with the world. And once you see that, you can never unsee it. If this video made you uncomfortable, that is not a coincidence. Discomfort means something inside you recognized the truth. Sit with it. Observe your thoughts. Notice your patterns. Watch how reality responds. Because the system has been listening all along. Thanks for watching. If this shifted your perspective, consider subscribing for more content that challenges how you see the world.